Hey guys, how you doing today? My name is Kelly. It's been a couple days since I've made a video, so I think I'm just gonna sit and play for a little bit and just I don't know. I don't have any plans. I really didn't I haven't been doing art lately. So I just wanted to sit on here and play. I had seen some pictures in my group All Things Creative, and everybody is just doing these great art journal pages and paintings, and they're knitting and crocheting and doing all these great things. So I thought I would just sit and play and go from there. I did get a couple questions on different things on how to make a background and what else you can use if you don't have stencils or the money to go buy stencils. Uh, I use Blitsy a lot, and I'll put the link down below. They're having great sales now, and they're having a lot of Halloween stuff that you can check out. But here's some really great things. If you have a Sizzix, like a Big Shot, or they have different kinds, or you have like a Cricut or whatever. And if you have a Cricut, really, you can make your own stencils. You can even make them with your Big Shot. And these are just some of the, this is a, what are they called? I just lost all train of thought. A die cut machine. Let me grab one here. So I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $3. So, of course, I picked it up. I think I did a haul on this a long time ago. But anyway, you can see what it is. And if you have a machine and you have a few of these, this is a die cut for the Sizzix, and you can do it in foam, in like kids foam, or you can just do it in paper, because then you can go and start a background. Very simple. I'm sure you've seen this a million times. Let me grab now. We've been I'm going to use Dylusions. I use Dylusions. I have a lot of Dylusions. I also bought these from Blitsy. But if you just have this, and you can see this one's kind of like been all over the place. It's kind of crooked. His little head's coming up. But I'm going to find the best. And I don't care if it doesn't come up like I want it to. So I'm just going to give it a quick spray like that. And then you see how we're starting to have texture. And then you can turn it over. Now, because it's paper, it's going to saturate. You can throw a coat of gel medium or like glossy Mod Podge. School glue. You can go to Staples now and all the stores and get white school glue and all that kind of stuff. So you see, when this gets wet, it's paper. It's going to fold up a little bit. But I don't care, like I said, because, you can continue doing this. And as it dries, it'll flatten out, as you can see. And then you can go on doing another part over here, whatever you want to do. If you don't have a die cut machine, which a lot of us don't, you can use so many things. You can use this is a piece of PVC pipe that you can dip into any kind of paint. I'm going to do a background. So, all right, let me just pick, I'm just going to get a purple ink pad. If you don't have that, use your acrylic paint or watercolor paint. And I'm just going to dip this in and just start adding. You're going to see how easy this comes. This is like, besides clay, which that video will be coming up soon. It's been a very busy week. Backgrounds. People want to do backgrounds, and it's so easy because you don't have to have a million different things. This could be, I'm just doing these little circles till it's out. And like I said, you can use whatever paint you have. Pick up some of that orange that didn't go through yet. Now, I didn't gesso this. You can if you want. It just doesn't, it's not going to make a difference for me because I'm going to put so many layers. So I'm picking up any of the Dylusions that are not soaked in yet or dry. and just kind of making some more of these dots, circles. Now, you can use, if you don't have that, a lid from your spray, a lid from your glue, a lid from your paints, a lid from anything. It doesn't matter what size. And you can see that we're already starting a background. Now, Dylusions, of course, is not permanent, which really doesn't matter. You kind of want to, if you're going to go over this, you want to just make sure you kind of, and you can distribute the rest, you know, whatever the rest of the ink is on there. Now you can also use, I use the makeup sponges. You can, I mean, you can just use and do all kinds of cool things. So let's say, okay, you don't have spray, but you have paint. So let's use a paint. Let's do yellow. And all I'm going to do is squirt a little bit out. And it's whatever brand. If you have Folk Art, if you have the store brands from Michaels or AC Moore or whatever, I don't recall their names, use whatever. But these are makeup sponges. You can get a lot of these at the dollar store for $1, and they are wonderful to use. But just take your makeup sponge and go in, and you get a whole different vibe going. And you can even go over your background there because it's a light color, so it's going to show. Now, when doing this, make sure that your layers dry in between, because we're going to go and we're going to put, because this doesn't look like a background right yet, but we're going to put, and I'm going to wet that a little bit on the sponge because I'm cheap. And I don't want the paint to dry in there and harden because it's acrylic paint. If it was watercolor paint, it wouldn't matter because it's water-based and you can just rinse it out. But I'm just rinsing that out. Cleaning my sponge for a minute just to get that out, just so it doesn't, like I said, harden. Now, if it hardens, you can see here I cut this. So I just cut the ends off, use it. Not a big deal. So I'm going to use my heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, go to the thrift store and get a hairdryer, or use a hairdryer if you have one at home. I have a lot of new people on my YouTube who are new to art journaling and mixed media, people who have become sub to me recently. And this is the background, and I have so many videos on backgrounds and showing different ways that you can use things. But I have so many videos, and honestly, nobody wants to go through all the videos to look for things. So I'm going to try to start doing updated videos of older videos that I have to help all my newbies, because I have a lot of requests for an easy background. Now, let me tell you why. I'm just going to give this a second to cool off. This is Bristol paper. I don't know why it's my new obsession. I have no idea. But Michaels, Joann's, AC Moore, and all them, they always have these on sale, whether it be Bristol mixed media paper, watercolor paper, that kind of thing. I'm into Bristol. It's very, very smooth and thick. I like it. It's for, I believe it's for, let me see. Yeah, it's for dry media. I don't know what all the papers are for. It's a 300 series. I don't know. I like it. I like it because when I turn this over, you can't see. Well, you can't see anyway because it's white. But you can't see anything come through. Like this heavy Dylusions did not come through. And I just love it. But so that's why I'm going to do this background today. I couldn't think of what to do today. I'm not very motivated. And then I started going through my videos. I mean, my emails, and I was counting how many people were like, can you just do a plain background, shows how to do a background in mixed media with very simple things. And this is kind of where I'm at. Like I said, I get a lot of requests for die cuts as well. So I think what I'm going to do, and I don't know, it'll probably not be until next week, but I'm going to do a bunch of die cuts because I don't know if you can see, probably not. I shouldn't even try. You're not going to be able to see it. I have tons of die cut things for my machine. So I'm going to have a giveaway I'm going to cut these out of foam. I got tons. Let me see what else. And it depends on if I'm in what kind of mood I'm in when I'm cutting it. If I do 2 different giveaways or not. I got this from Hobby Lobby too. I don't know. But you can see there's different, hairs to put on faces. I got this for $3. I think Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can't remember. I have octopuses. I have a lot of things that you can definitely use in this, as well as, these kind of things. So, like I said, so if you don't have anything and you're starting out, it would be a great thing to, I'm so out of it today, to enter to win, because not only these paper ones, I can use this over and over, but now I can glue it down as a background on something as well. It's very easy to do backgrounds. So now I want to make sure that my paint is basically dry. And I want to do a coat of a color on here. So I think I'm going to do, let's do a light blue. All right, now this is my studio. I don't know. It's pale blue, the color is. Who is it? Plaid makes it, but it's AC Moore store brand. So AC Moore is called My Studio, their store brand. They put them on sale sometimes for 49 cents, but Plaid makes this. So it's the same paint. It's just probably cut a little bit more than the folk art. But it doesn't matter. You can get, I always say do Rougi Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a black and white, and you can mix all your colors from those to start out. And don't hesitate to go into the kids sections to get a thing of paintbrushes. You can get paintbrushes so cheap in the kids section sometimes, as well as using a coupon in the on the regular ones. But if you're just starting out and you're playing, who cares? It doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna, you see, I'm like splattering it down. And I'm gonna take my paintbrush, not that one. I don't know why that's there. Now you can wet your paintbrush if you want. I'm going to wet it, and all that's going to do is kind of give this a little bit, it's going to dry permanent, but it's going to give it a little bit more flow. Now you can see it's toning the background that we did down. So this is going to become our second layer. And another reason why I water it down is, one second, and you don't have to cover the whole thing if you don't want. It's up to you. Remember that your dilutions is going to, whatever, whatever spray you really use, it's going to run a little bit. No big deal. All right, now I watered it down, and something else that you can do is take a paper towel or whatever you have and just kind of run it. Ugh, my dog's barking. And run it over it. So you can see some of that yellow's coming through, and the paper towel is a little wet. So you can, I have rags sitting here that I've had, all that kind of stuff. So, but you see how it gives you that. Now we got a background started, and my yellow, I'm saying your yellow, my yellow is actually popping through, which is really, really cool. And we have a background, and this really looks awesome, like coming through. So I should have done more. Maybe I'll do like one over here now on top. And like I said, it's paper. It's going to come up. I'm going to do the giveaway ones in foam. So it'll be a little bit sturdier. Or you could even put it on. I'm just going to give a quick, nothing major. Or you can even put it on pieces of cardboard if you have like spare cardboard or your cereal boxes. And then you can even glue them down on that and use them as stamps or whatever. So we'll give that so it stands out, because now all the background's in the background and we're bringing up things on the front. And I'm going to turn it over here and see if anything comes off of it. Nope. And so it goes. Okay. And I'm just going to take my little bit of my rag. Give this a hit with. Now, if you don't have a hairdryer and you don't have a heat gun and all that kind of stuff, then just wait a few minutes for it to dry. No crime in that. Don't have no shame for your game. It's whatever you have. Put on music, put on whatever, and just sit and let it dry. This is a thicker paper, but like I said, it doesn't soak through, so, you know. But here's our background. And look how easy it is. And, you know, now a lot of people ask me, why do I, because this is how I do I don't do very simple backgrounds. And I like putting layers on top of layers. Like I said, we have our spray, we have our circles, you know, these yellow things. Like, these are just layers coming on. Now you want to think about what you want to put on top. Now, do you want to draw a face? Do you want to do you cut stuff out of magazines? I know that there's a lot of the collaging that goes on, which I've not gotten into that much. Not because I don't like it. I love seeing what people do, and it gets me so excited to go through my magazines. But you can definitely collage and do all that. Maybe I'll do a collage one day on here with faces and stuff like that from a magazine, because I want to do one. That way then you guys can watch me stumble and fall as I do it. But, oh my God, some of the stuff that my friends on Instagram and all do or post into the group are just, like, awesome. Or that I see on YouTube, and I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm going to try it. But, so, okay, so here we are. What do you want to do? Do you want to do, like I said, do you want to do a face? Do you want to, today we're going to do a face. Now, you can use, there's many ways. I always like to use a pencil, because if I mess up, I also like to do, as most of you know, I like to draw on a different piece of paper what I'm going to do, and then cut it out and then glue it on. But today I'm just going to go straight for the page. And I'm just going to kind of do my guidelines real quick, just so I have an idea. And I'm just going to do a quick face. It's not going to be nothing. I am going to start, which I think I did last year, drawing like a face a day for Halloween coming up, like doing a creepy face coming up. So I'll be doing that. So I'm just taking my pencil and kind of going in. I'm going to do an eye. I'm not doing much measuring or using my tools that I usually use, because I don't know, I just want it to look more. And you see how I just did that? And then I'm going to take it down here, my line, and kind of do my nose. Not as straight. I should sharpen my pencil. That would be helpful. Oh, but this weather here is so... I'm in Jersey, and it is so humid and icky. It's so miserable. So I'm going to do my nose here. My hands are killing me, so it's a little weird. Come on, little nose. Don't you love when your hands hurt and you're trying to do... Okay, I'm just going to bring that up through here. Make the nose look more realistic. It ain't working. The nose is not working. See, it happens to everybody, and I can do a freaking nose. What is my problem? I don't know. She'll have a bigger nose then. Is anybody watching Big Brother, or is it just me? And is it only me who does not like Frankie? That I wish he would get out already. That and I started, and Sons of Anarchy started last night. Which honestly, I wasn't that thrilled with the premiere. I mean, it was good, but I don't know what I expected. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be. But I understand how they have to set everything up. Alright, so now I got my nose. I'm going to do the mouth. Now, you could do a mouth like this, where you do 2 circles that touch. Make them basically the same size. And then do like a oval. And then trace here. And bring it down. Trace here. And bring it down. This is the middle. And then go back in with your eraser. Also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you have a Facebook business page, like I have Knitting and Things on Facebook, I did not know until today, and I have no idea. I don't know if they changed it, but I have messages on there from people who I didn't even know that they sent me messages. People who wanted to join the group, all kinds of stuff. There was like tons of messages on there, and I didn't even get through them all. I didn't know that. I didn't get no notifications that anybody emailed me on there or messaged me. Isn't that weird? Between Google always changing things on YouTube and that kind of thing, I don't know. But yeah, so if you have a business page, make sure you check to see. I want this bottom lip a little bit down more. Check to see if you have any messages, because I have a ton. I can only get through so many of them today. And a lot of them were about people just starting out and doing a face. So I figured I'm going to just kind of start here. Very simple, nothing major. So, and my lip, y'all know, because the way I draw, my hands are hurting really bad today. My lip's going to go up a little bit. I don't really care. So I'm going to go in and just kind of do a chin. Bring down my face. Bring down my face. Make it like that. This is how easy. It doesn't have to be. And gods, I can't remember her name. One of the people who had messaged me on Knitting and Things, showed me a bunch of her art that she's been doing, and she said, "You made me understand that, like, nothing's perfect. Like, you don't have to be perfect doing any of this," and it makes me feel so good when people get it, because a lot of people still don't understand. Like, perfection just, I don't know. I mean, if you want perfection, then you're striving for something that you're never going to hit. Why not have fun doing it? I sit here all the time and erase and redo and erase and redo. These are the easiest eyes for me to teach people. And that's the flat one. I don't know why people pick up on that better. It is a lot easier to do, but people do pick up on that a lot and have a lot more success doing the flat eyes rather than doing the, curve on the bottom. So that's a little tip for you. I don't know if it's a tip, but a lot of people write me and tell me that they have way better luck. All right, so we got our eyes going there. And then we're going to make her pupil up here. And these are kind of big eyes, but I want you guys to see. Like, I don't want you to, you know what I'm saying? So then we're going to take, now I can still see a little bit of my lines in there where I drew. And I know it's hard for you to kind of see it, but I'll show you on the back of this or something. But now I'm just going to take and draw a neck down this way, just a little bit. And then we're going to do, what kind of hair do you want? Well, let's give her eyebrows first. And just pencil them in, no big deal. I mean, look how easy and fast. Nothing major, nothing major. And then let's just give her hair. Now, if I'm painting her on here, which I will do in the next video, you know, I usually don't draw in hair, but I will tell you, you want to draw a line going up like that because you want it to sit off her head. And I'll just give you the outline. You can make it curly. I'll probably end up erasing the hair when I go to paint. But you see how that, and then you can play with I mean, my goodness, the bangs. Bring them down so they go down a little bit. Bring them down. You know, you could play a million different ways. I don't like to so much draw mine on the hair. I don't know why. I'm not opposed to it. I don't know. And I have really curly hair. And I hardly ever draw curly hair. So maybe she'll end up with curly hair. But can you see? This is how simple. In 26 minutes, we got a background started. We got our girl on here. Her eyes, her nose, her lips. Very easy. Now, let me show you. Oh, God, what do I do with my paper? I'm so out of it. All right, we'll just do it on, I'll do it on the back here. All right. So it's probably going to go out of focus for a minute. Now, let me move this bad boy down for a second, and let me just show you. All right. Can you just move down there? Okay, thank you. All right, if it falls over, I can't help it. All right, so this is how I started because it was on the background and hard to see. I just did a straight line down, and I did a straight line across like this. Didn't measure, didn't do anything. Now, of course, you can measure. You can use a ruler. You can do whatever you want. This is just very quick. And then I did a big eye here and moved over. Now, normally, your eyes are about an eye length apart. So that means that you would fit one of these in here and then have another one. In drawing like we do with our little whimsy girls and that kind of thing, folklore girls, it's not a big deal. You can have the eyes whatever way you want. This just happens to be, like I said, an easier eye for people to learn. Then I take to make my eyelid and I just bring it up. And then just make like they connect. Very simple. Doing it here again. And you just go in and you form it until you're happy with it. No big deal. And then bring this down a little bit below the line that's there. And you can see this eye is obviously bigger than this one, but who cares? Okay. Not me. Just trying to show you how to draw it. And just bring it down. Bring it down. And then erase that line. I need an eraser on my pencil. It's flat, and I was almost about to go bite this to make it, like when we were in school, you would bite the end of that and make it come out. Anyway, maybe that was just me who did that. I was just getting ready to do that. And then just add your eye. Very simple. Add your pupil. You can make your pupil as big or as little as you want. You could put it in the middle of the eye if you want. You could do whatever. Like I said, this is a very quick interpretation. Here's the nose. So for the nose, I go up and down and up. Now it's bigger than I normally would, and then I do this. Now you would do it a little bit smaller. This one kind of looks like I don't even know what I would call it. But that's how you do it. Just kind of go up and down and up. And then put the cups around it, then like the little nose. And you can connect it if you want. It doesn't matter. That's just so you learn. And then, you know, take the nose up as like the bridge of the nose. And you can do both sides if you want. And then we go in for the lips. And here's the lips again. you do, say this is our line going down. You do a circle here and a circle here. And then do your oval. And that just gives you your main. And then just do your, follow it down, follow it down. This is, you're going to see this right here. And you're going to follow it down. All right, and then take your eraser and erase the middle of that. And you can go back and, you know, if you want this a little thicker, doesn't matter. And then just do that. You know, you just shore up your lines a little bit so it's more appealing to your, you know, what you like. If you want it to be a little fuller or not, you don't even have to change it. Okay. And then just go with the face. Bring it down this way, bring it down this way. Very easy. Do your eyebrows. Like I said, erase your lines that were your guidelines. And you got a face. And look how easy. And then, like I said, all you need to do is go in with your neck. And then if you want to go on from here, think about doing, you know, the shoulders, whatever way you want to do it. And then you can do your hair. And you can give her curly hair. Well, frizzy hair today is what I have. But just look how easy. Very simple. I mean, break it down as simple as that. And you got, I mean, you got a face. And then, like I said, you go back. When we color, we'll color, you know, we'll color the other side, and we can even do this one. But, you know, you go back and you just tighten up a few things. Like you say, oh, you know what, that eye looks a little wonky. So I'm going to go in and just kind of round it about. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to go in here because I'm going to make her, a, you know, have darker eyes or whatever. And you just go and you play. And look how simple. Look how simple the nose. Again, here we go. And then you just put the around it. Now, some people put the ball of the nose on there. I don't. I probably should, but I don't. Because I just don't like the way it looks. But that's for me. I like it on other people. It's just not mine. And then you can do the eyelashes. We all know I don't have the best eyelashes. But that's your basic girl. So this goes out to all my newbies. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all your wonderful messages. You know, I'm so blessed and grateful. Like I said, I've not been around for a few days, and to come back to all those messages, all the messages, you know, through YouTube, on Gmail, and my regular email, and on Facebook, I'm just beyond blessed. So I wanted to start, I talked about it before, redoing some of the videos that I have way back in the day. And for all my newbies, just to start now. Now, here's another tip for you. Let's say you draw your girl, all right? I'm going to take my eyelashes off because they're bugging the crap out of me. All right. So you draw your girl, and let's say you're just sitting there and you're drawing her and you're done. And you go, I really dig her, right? And I should have pupils in here too. Remember the pupils. Obviously, I did not. Okay, we'll just give her a little, well, hello there, little pupil. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so let's say you draw and you're like, I kind of dig her. You know what I mean? Like I learned how to draw. I'm kind of digging on her. Even if you already draw and know how to draw a girl, right? If you have a scanner or a printer, and you have the ability, or take it to Staples in them. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost for them to photocopy it, but copy it, scan it into your computer, take a good picture of it with your phone, if you can print out from your phone or whatever, your camera, and scan it in and print it out and take out 3 copies. Print out 3 copies, save your original, and then sit and then play. Oh, what kind of hair do I want to do? Do I want to do curly? Do I want to do straight? Do you know what I'm saying? So then you get an idea of what you're going to do, especially when you draw a face for the first time. Because I remember when I drew a face for my first time, I was like blown away. I was like, and it wasn't great and it wasn't fantastic, and neither is this, but it's like, I was like, wow, I did it. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, copy it, and you can see that there's similarities here with this face. I did it on the cover. I don't know why. Compared to this face. Let's see. Okay. There's that face. Hello there, fancy girl. And then we turn her. And those are 2 different faces, but they have similar characteristics. This nose is not as big as this nose. Now I have a bigger nose. I'm Italian. I don't know. But, like I said, and she has a smaller face. So you can adjust and, oh my God, this camera's driving me nuts. You can adjust and change things very, very simple. A lot of people, like I said, they, you know, what they get hung up on is, when we do the eyes, you know, like cat eyes, when it's like this, you know, where the points, and they get really nervous doing them like that, where it's more rounded under here rather than the flat. So I say, don't do those. Do this. Now, last tip before I go. Okay. I'm just going to use my little chopsticks here I use for dolls when I make dolls. Okay. Now, if you've been following me, you know, I'm not perfect. I do things, you know, my eyes are a little off. But I'm going to tell you something. Ever since I started drawing, I've been looking at people. I watch YouTube videos. I see people. I'm a people watcher. I can just sit in the car all day and watch people. And I look at faces a lot because, and I do this on TV when I watch movies and TV shows. I'm all about the background and the scenery and all these kind of things rather than what's going on in the show or the movie. Now, but I noticed that people's eyes aren't always so symmetrical that it's like dire that you get them on point, if you know what I'm saying. But if if you're concerned, I dig it. Take a piece of paper, or I'm using these things from my favorite sushi restaurant, and draw your line straight here, okay? So then you'll know, and this is no big deal to me because you're just starting out, but then you'll know where your line is, you know, to where they kind of look more, what is it, symmetrical is the word? I don't know what the word is. On point is what I'll say. And then you just erase that straight line. And then you'll see they'll be more even. You know what I mean? You'll have more of an even thing. Like I said, sometimes I just do it because, you know, not everybody's face is right on, like I said, right on perfect on each side. Somebody has a smaller eye than the other eye and this and that and the other. So that is where we're at. That was a very simplistic background, very easy. Like I said, we did 2 girls, and I will probably copy her and print her on, you can, like I said, if you do copy and print, printing it on printer paper is absolutely fine. To practice and play on it, or to, you know, do whatever. I like to do it on, I even like to draw and just play around on cardstock, but not everybody has cardstock. So, you know, and doesn't want to waste it in their printer or whatever. But like I said, copy it, take a picture of it, do it. So feel free to do this background, do your first thing, your first face, and send it to me on, you can get me at knittingandthings@netzero.com. You can send it to me on YouTube. You can tag me in Google+. You can find me on Instagram. I don't even know what my Instagram name is. Let me see. All right. It's just a shame I don't even know what my Instagram name is. If it's Knitting and Things or Kelly. find my... Oh my God, it'll take me forever. It's either Knitting and Things or Kelly Donovan. How does one know? I will tell you. Knitting and Things. So it's Knitting and Things on Instagram. And you can follow me on there and I'll follow you back. Or like I said, Kelly Donovan on Facebook. Or my Knitting and Things page on Facebook. Y'all know where you can hit me up everywhere. And where you guys have been messaging me at. And send me your picture of what you did on this very simplistic, easy background. And then we're going to do our girl and paint her on here. So, well, it's a long video. I didn't mean for it to be that long, but that is it. I've not been around. I want to thank everybody for all the kind messages I've not gotten through yet, and posting on my wall and all that kind of stuff. I hope everybody's doing good, and I'm ready for fall, ready for it to come to Jersey whenever it's ready to hit us. And that's about it. So as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And any questions, as always, just ask. I will do my best to answer them. And I will see you in the next video where we paint her. And maybe paint the other one too. Maybe I'll make a copy of her. And we'll just play. And I hope you guys do this. I hope this helps all of you who have written me. And I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Be kind to others, because you never know what other people are going through. That is so true. So just try to be kind to others, and try to put in your head, you know, that we just don't know what they're going through in life, and maybe they're just having a bad day. So that's about it. I will talk to you guys later. I hope all of you are well. Bye, guys.